So that's Martijn from we're here in Manchester Academy. It's your second time in Manchester this year. You were here earlier with an invitation. It must be a bit different knowing that you're coming here on a sold out show, and also it must be a warm fuzzy feeling.
Absolutely, it's fantastic, of course. No, we shouldn't complain.
With the tour, with the invitation, your album came out just before the tour started. How do you choose the songs for a set like that? Who is on the album? You've only got a short set.
It depends, indeed, it depends on what kind of show it is. If it's a support show, you want to introduce yourself, because there will also be new people who didn't see you before, so then you make a mixture of songs of several albums, and you always try to make a good balance in there within the time which is given to you. In terms of what is a support tour with invitation is 45 minutes, and with a headline show it's totally different. Then you got a much longer time frame, you got more show elements, and people most of the time already know your music. So, and people want to hear new stuff, so you play more new songs. So yeah, that's a little bit the way you select a set list.
Yeah. I guess it was kind of handy that the tour with the presentation had been delayed for a few months.
Absolutely.
Allow them to get their album out. Yours came out.
That's true. Actually, we would have had a problem if it wasn't delayed, because then our album wasn't out yet, and we even made this last album in a record time. We never made an album that fast. So, if we would even had to hurry more, then I don't know if we would have made it. Yeah, so we're happy with that.
And was it good to be back on the road with your brother?
Sorry?
Was it good to be back on the road with your brother after all these years?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my brother wasn't there most of the time, of course, but now it always feels like home, touring with Invitations. For me, it's family, literally, it's family. So, and also in terms of crowd, it's like getting a very warm welcome. That's fantastic, absolutely.
And you've been touring heavily this year. You've got every tour schedule booked into next year. Have you got to go to places you haven't been before?
I think with the next tour with Sabaton in Europe, I've never been to Bulgaria, and I've never been to. I think that's actually the only country I've never been to in the tours. For the rest, I've been to all countries, but yeah.
Coming back to this tour, I must ask, I believe Otto was injured last night. Is he okay?
He's doing better already, but we have this confetti shooter effect, and it hit him.
Right.
And there's a lot of pressure on that stuff. So he really had to go to hospital for internal bleedings and stuff. And he even finished the show. So respect for that. I don't know if I could have done that. So, but he's doing well, and he will be dismissed from hospital tomorrow. So, but for us, it's a little bit improvising.
Yeah. Would somebody be filling in on bass, or are you going to?
Well, the good thing is we're really lucky that we have a second guitar player with us. Normally we never have that, and now this year we had some shows with Merel, second guitar player. So now we're still with 5 people on stage. So it's as usual in that regard. She's a little bit smaller than Otto, but that helps a lot. And it also makes your sound more fat because you have 2 guitars, and we have to put some bass tracks on the hard disk just to cover some parts. There's no way of getting around that, but it's that or not play, and then I rather give people a show. Yes. I don't want to disappoint people.
And you've often had Gus playing with the guitar on the album. Have you ever had thoughts of bringing that second guitarist in as the live lineup on the permanent basis?
Yes, we had thoughts about that, And there are songs where it isn't necessary, and there are songs where it would be really helpful. And that is a little bit, but it always worked really well for Delain to work with 5 people with one guitar player. So this is also why we invited Miro to come along, so we can explore that. How is it to play with 2 guitar players? We did it in the very beginning, but it's a long time ago, and so yeah, we're exploring, but we don't know how to do this.
So it makes ever evolving lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The Human Contradiction was the first full-length album with Napalm. How did you find writing and recording different to earlier albums?
Well, actually, we always try to experiment a little bit, to try different approaches, and every production you learn again, and you take what you learn, you take with you to the next production, and you try to incorporate that, the things what you like, and you try to avoid things on an experiment you did in a previous production which you don't like. And with this, the last production was pretty actually easy, because we had a good feeling like, okay, where we're gonna record. I knew where I wanted to let it be mixed, and so it actually went really easy. And I think the experimenting days are a little bit over, and experimenting makes things interesting, but it also makes things complicated.
Yeah.
So, and then you can focus more on other stuff, and Delain is getting more and more demanding. There's so much stuff which has to be arranged, both in making the music, but also in terms of live, in terms of are we going to have guests on the album, the artwork, etc. It's so much work, and it's getting more and more because it's going better and better with the band. So it's good that things are getting more easy because you did it a lot of times.
Yeah.
So that's with the production too.
And Charlotte's mentioned in other interviews that she's had some negative feedback or responses to some of the lyrical themes, especially exploring some of the darker topics. I wonder how you guys cope with that kind of reaction.
You can never please everybody, and I'd rather have people being very enthusiastic about something and other people not, than a lot of people saying, yeah, it's okay. And it's also, you can never help how people interpret things, and most of the time where we got a negative response, it was that the people didn't really get the right approach to it, because we're a very positive minded band, so it's that's sad, but you cannot do anything about it, and you shouldn't be scared off and not doing what you want to do. So, but I have to say, in general, I didn't receive a lot of negative. Actually, the most stuff was really positive. And another thing is, it's also like Charlotte focuses more on the lyrical department, and I focus more on the producer department. Of course, you also, exchange and build up together stuff. So of course we're involved in that. But Charlotte is more involved in that part, and then I'm with the productional stuff.
And you've been making music now with Gus and Charlotte as a sort of writing team for the last 10 years, really. How have you found that team sort of evolved? Do you bring in other members of the band as well now, or is it still just the core three of you?
No, we are always open to other input of the band, because if band members can contribute to that, of course they feel that is more their thing too. So we always welcome that, but not everybody's able to do that, and that's not no disaster, because in our case we have this basis, and we write so long together that we have so much confidence because we know if we sit down, something comes up, and it's like such a solid machinery in writing that's amazing. It's fantastic. We had an invitation on national radio in the Netherlands to write a song in 1 hour. I wasn't even nervous about that. We did it, and it worked out, and we invited Guus to come along. Well, talking about experimenting, we did experiment this time. We're writing already for the new album, of course, and we rented a very big house, a villa in like 3 weeks ago. We invited everybody in to come in and try to write, and very free. So if people didn't want to write, but to play football outside or whatever, or take a walk, that's fine, and walk in to step in for some contribution, that's also fine. And that's a very positive experience, actually. So that's worth to do that again. So that's actually a bit of experimenting we still did.
Do you still have any goals from the early days of the Delain project to still achieve, or have they all been surpassed?
It's as in life, there are always goals to achieve, and if there are no goals to achieve anymore, you should stop, I think. You should always have challenges, but looking back on what was the goal back then is to have a solid. Well, actually, it also evolved, because in the beginning it was a project, and we didn't intend to have a band, and I didn't intend to be full-time busy with this, but it evolved like that. And then, of course, you start to set goals, and our goal was to be able to do this full-time. Now we can do that now. We do this full-time. Be able to tour on ourselves. We can do that, and be able to make albums without any limitations financially, that you can do what you want. We can do that. So in that regard, the goals we had back then are made.
And in the new year, you'll be joining Battle Beast and Swedish Metal Machine at Southampton for their European tour. That must be quite exciting to join up with those two.
Absolutely, because it's not an entirely 100% compatible music, but that's good, because people who come to us will see them, and people who come to them see us, and there's an overlap, of course, the people who already know both bands, and there's a big overlap, but it's not 100%, and I think that's good. That helps, so look forward to that.
And Southampton are well known for their end of tour pranks. What's the best prank you suffered on if you don't tour?
That we did ourselves, or people did to us? Either. Well, what we did once was had our own music on, silly music on other bands' in-ears at their songs. So they heard really strange stuff, and the crowd didn't notice that, because you have to be careful not to mess up somebody's show. But on the other hand, it's fun to do stuff. This year we went on stage with Sonata Arctica in the United States at the last show, and normally Charlotte is invited to do a song, and this time Otto put on Charlotte's clothes and went on stage, and those kind of things are really fun. Really fun.
And anything they do to you, you get a chance to get your own back when you join them in America with Nightwish.
Sorry?
And you'll get a chance to get your own back when you join them on tour.
Absolutely. You also have to watch out what you do with pranking, because you will get it back. Yeah, absolutely.
Will you be trying to twist Marco's arm to join you for a duet?
I talked with Marco about it, and I told him, if you have time, and are you up to it? Because it would be nice. I know a lot of fans are asking for it, and I would love it too. And he's totally open to it, so he's going to do that at a couple shows. Yeah.
Excellent. And finally, what's been the most Spinal Tap moment you've had on tour?
In my entire career. I remember that we had this fog machine, which was like turned on and couldn't turn off again, and the whole stage was totally flooded with smoke, and I had to touch objects to find my keyboard riser to go on there and play at the intro. That was, I think, my biggest Spinal Tap moment. I couldn't see anything.
And if you forgive my Dutch, dank je wel. Het spreken to Manchester Rocks. Hebben een goede show.
Dankjewel, en graag gedaan.
Proost.
Dankjewel, thanks. Cheers.